Hey guys, welcome back to the Planeswalker Coach channel. This is Paladin Robin again. Folks, I don't know about you, but I'm super excited. This is spoiler season, and we're taking a look at some of these awesome cards that are coming out from the BloomBorrow set that's gonna launch in a few weeks, I'm guessing. And you know what? This is a cool time. I hope you guys are enjoying the spoiler season as much as I am. Now, if you guys been paying attention, you guys will see that this is a new set that we've got coming out, the BloomBorrow set. There's been a few cards that have been shown in this spoiler season. If you guys want to take a look, what I would suggest is go ahead and look at the forums. You're going to see some of the cards that are there. Also, some of these other content creators like myself, we've been showing some cards lately that are a part of this set. So it's really just an exciting time. Okay, so now let's get into the specific card that was given to me to spoil for this particular BloomBorrow set. Alright, here it is, Hearthborn Battler. It's going to cost you 9. It's a 2/3 creature with haste. And it says here, when your opponent casts a card, deal 2 damage to your opponent's Planeswalker. So I think this one is a very interesting card. I see myself using this one a whole lot. I think this is one of those cards that are going to be good against the GTA combo. I think for us that are familiar with GTA, that's the Ghalta, Tortoise, Atraxa combo. It's been since nerfed, but you know what? You still see it out there. And this is going to be one of those cards that kind of slows down a deck like that. Obviously, whenever the opponent plays a card, they're going to have to take 2 damage. Some of those GTA combos, those decks, right, they'll just keep looping and looping and looping. You don't see that a whole ton anymore because of the nerf, but it still can happen, right? Obviously, there's a couple extra cards you're going to need. I won't say which ones. But a deck like that is just going to run up against a brick wall in the Hearthborn Battler just because they're going to take 2 damage every time they play a card. And some of those decks will go infinite, so kind of once you see it, they're taking damage, they're starting to play more cards, they're taking more damage. You can just put your phone down or put your tablet down and you know you're going to win the game just because the opponent's taking so much damage just from this Hearthborn Battler here. I also think this is going to be a good card that defends well against those nasty Prism Array decks. Now, I think a lot of you know what I'm talking about, right? The Prism Array, it's a blue card, and I think it came from Battle for Zendikar kind of a long time ago. But it's commonly used in these blue-green decks where the opponent will try to convert a ton of gems into green, and every time they get like a big match, like a 5 match, they will get 3 cards added to their hand. I think it's 3 cards. And then, of course, you know, your first creature is going to be disabled. I think we all know which card I'm talking about. That's a nasty card. But decks like that will just try to convert a ton of these gems and then load the hand with all kinds of free mana and then extra cards. This is going to definitely stop a deck like that because as they're playing cards to convert to green, what you're going to see is the opponent's going to be taking damage. And again, like I said, you can put the phone down at that point. You put your tablet down at that point because the opponent is going to go infinite with their loop, take 2 damage every time they cast a card. And that's pretty much going to be it. That's going to wear down their life until it's 0. So really cool card. I'm super excited for this one here. Now let's talk about how I would use this card. This card is a really good one with these indirect damage kind of decks, right? And what I would suggest is I would play this card here with Torch to Witness. Torch to Witness says at the beginning of your turn, investigate, then increase this card's level by 1. When another source you control deals damage to your opponent's Planeswalker, deal 2 times X damage to your opponent's Planeswalker. X is this card's level. So when the Hearthborn Battler does damage because your opponent plays cards maybe, they're going to take the 2 damage here from the Lizard Warlock, our Hearthborn Battler, and they're going to take extra damage because of the Torch to Witness. That's going to be great. What I would try to do is get the Torch to Witness out super early so it continues to build that level really high. And then what you'll see is a great return on your investment. Your opponent's going to play cards. They're going to take damage because of the Hearthborn Battler. And then they're going to take extra damage because of Torch to Witness. That's going to be good. That's going to wreck your opponent. It really just, if I'm coming up against a combo like this and I'm playing my own personal deck, you're really just going to have to kind of really think strategically. Like, I'm going to put down this card, but is it going to be worth it? And then that's really going to change the game in that sense. Here's another card I would include in a deck with this Hearthborn Battler. It's the Cth Vanguard here, Cth Fire of Resistance. If this support has 7 or more shield, when a red gem is destroyed, deal 3 damage to your opponent's Planeswalker. And you can see what we're trying to do. We're trying to get that indirect damage with some cards like this, and we're trying to just throw extra damage at them with the Torch to Witness and the Hearthborn Battler. It's going to be a really cool deck. You're going to hopefully be able to convert tons of gems to red and then get damage done with the Cth card. And then your opponent's going to try to counter you by playing other cards, and then Hearthborn Battler is going to make them pay. Now, in a deck like that, I'd also include Molten Vortex. This is one of the older cards that we have, right? It's obviously from the Origin set, as you can see. And it says, when you match 3 or more red gems, deal 4 damage to your opponent. And this is kind of how I would set up the Hearthborn Battler, right? Your opponent's getting a lot of indirect damage because of Cth, because of Molten Vortex, because of the Torch to Witness. And then they're going to want to play a card to get one of these 3 out, or they're going to want to play a card to start throwing some offense together or whatever. And every time they play a card, the Hearthborn Battler is going to make them pay, right? Torch to Witness on top of that is going to make them pay. And really, it's going to be a nice deck that revolves around some really, really cool cards here. Anyway, that's my perspective. Let me know how you guys would use the Hearthborn Battler. Drop some comments. Let me know if you see this one being really useful in certain decks. I think it's got some really good upside, being that it's a Warlock. Obviously, that's going to mean that it can be used in some of these outlaw heavy decks, right? So that's going to be really cool. So as we're continuing on in this spoiler season, I would just say, make use of the comment section, guys. What kind of deck would you use this in? Is there a specific style of play that you could see yourself using the Hearthborn Battler in? Or what about a particular Planeswalker? Do you see yourself using this one with a Serpent Planeswalker that's just going to maximize the damage for this guy here? So put all that in the comments, folks. And also, of course, go and check out the forums. There's a ton of cool stuff on the forums. You'll see more cards coming out. A lot of good information about the BloomBorrow set. And yeah, I'm super excited. I don't know about you guys. Anyway, that's it for me, Paladin Robin. You know what I always say, like and subscribe, share with all your friends. That really helps the channel. And yeah, good gaming, guys.